This is Cobalt Z, and welcome once again to Pirates of the Burning Sea. I am on Cat Island. I did a video on kind of the beginning economy, but it was pretty much crap, so I scrapped it. So I'm gonna have to just talk about what I did essentially. I'm in Cat Island. I'm in the shop on Cat Island. You get a quest. See if I still have it. Yeah, you get an economy quest at Marsh Harbor, which leads you to Cat Island. So I came here. I think I talked to somebody here. I'm not positive. And then you had to go back here and talk about the economy, building a warehouse, and harvesting raw materials, which I did. And you have to talk to this guy, and essentially what he tells you to do. This is very useful for many purposes, but you have to build a. You can build warehouses on many islands, not just this one. You don't want too many because they do cost. It costs X amount to build, and the more you have, the more it costs to build them. The reason you want a warehouse is because many. Let's see if I have anything in my ship's hull. Um, this is a whole topic I haven't even talked about yet, but let me just hit this. Most of the objects in your ship's hull, ammunition, consumables, if your ship sinks, you still have these with your next ship. Boy, Jack Sparrow's talking a lot. So these things are safe, essentially, but anything that has this little triangle on it, like the game or furs, or you get all kinds of things in loot. Anything that has this triangle, if it is on your ship, let's just put it over here. If it's in my ship, and I can see it says can be lost if defeated. If my ship sinks and this is in my ship, is gone. Which is a big reason why, whether you do the economy really or not, you want a warehouse so that when you come back to port after sinking a bunch of ships, you can drop all those things into your warehouse and they're then like safe. What you do with them next, it depends, and there are a bunch of options, and I'll probably talk about that in a second. But so you want a warehouse. You can build warehouses on mode. Basically, what you do to do it, you hit this little. I don't know if you can see this. Is that the G button? Yeah, it's the G button. Brings it up, or it's right down here in the corner. You just click on the first one, which will be blank, and it'll say build a warehouse, and you pay to build it. I'll probably show an example of doing that. So then what this quest does is it takes you here where this guy says you have to build a warehouse, and then he talks you through building your first production facility, basically, which in this case is a hunting lodge. Now, I said I can't refer to what I said in the other video because you haven't seen it and never will. Here's one of the things about all of these production facilities, for lack of a better word. They all have a cost associated with building them, and they have labor cost. You have to pay upkeep. And you'll see in this case, for upkeep on this hunting lodge, for 2 weeks it costs 53 doubloons, which that's not a huge deal, right? I'm only level 3 and I have 2,500 doubloons, so 53 is no big deal. The bigger issue is these lodge provisions, which for some reason, in their unknown wisdom, that's a bad sentence, wow. But Portalus added this requirement for lodge provisions. It wasn't originally in the game. And essentially that meant if I wanted to produce hunting lodge, or I wanted to produce lumber here or whatever, All I had to do is pay the 53 doubloons a week, every 2 weeks, to keep it up and running. And that's like live time. So if I play today and then I don't play for a week of that is gone. But there's a balancing act here because you also want to you build up stored labor all the time. So I'll show you this. We have 12 hours of stored labor, right? And things I can do are, am I in it? Hold on. I'm on this. So what I can do with a hunting lodge, and all of them work similar to this. I can hunt game, and you will see this requires 40 minutes of labor, and it costs 45 doubloons, and as a result of it, I get, this is 4 of 5 game animals. Let's just do this. I already have, how many do I have? I have 4 game animals. Let's just hunt game. Now you see I can create it, or I can go to maximum. I could do this 18 times, but I don't want 18 times 4, and I'm doing this just for purposes of illustration. So I'm going to do one, and it's going to cost me 45 doubloons and 40 minutes. So we'll watch the stored labor go down when I do this. There, see, 40 minutes of stored labor is gone. Now I can do skin game and get, so you hunt the game and then you skin the game to get fur. In this example, I can do this. It takes, apparently it only costs me 17 doubloons, and it takes 13 minutes. So I'll just do one of these. You notice 13 minutes is off. I'm down to 11 hours and 15. And essentially, when you have one of these facilities open, this is what you can do until you either run out of doubloons, or you run out of stored labor, or more likely you run out of lodge provisions. Now, the other thing I need to say is every island, it's not islands, it's every port town that you can land at has certain resources. In this case, it has public docks, which means you can build a warehouse here. I think that means you can build some shipping too. It has game, so the game production thing works well here because it has abundant game. And it has fur, so I could produce fur, and I ship items that use fur. And it has pine, so I could do the same. So these are the only resources I can build here or collect here. If I want to make wine, for example, I need a place that has grapes. And I don't know if I can look. Let me look through the town list if I can find it. No, I might not be able to. There's a way, and I just can't think of it right now. But that, in essence, is how the economy works. You build one of these, which they cost doubloons and usually materials like gravel or lumber or whatever to build. We'll try to look at another example if I can. I don't have any, but if I can get one, or I could switch to my free trader, my French free trader. But that essentially is how this whole production thing works. Now the question is, like, why do you build furs? And the answer is because, first of all, maybe you want to just sell them. But secondly, furs probably, I'm saying this probably, go into the production of like some other resource. The resource chain in this is immense. As you can see from even, wow, who knew you could hunt animals in this, which you don't do it personally, obviously. But then you get furs, and then you use the furs to make like some other thing. Or I could just sell them because they do have a value. And actually, hold on, maybe while I'm here, let's just do this as an example. I'll put that in there. Now, this has all been kind of lead up, so you can talk to him, and he's like, now you build a hunting lodge, blah, 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 blah. And here's a little chart that's kind of, I mean, I don't, that's almost more than you need to know. What other recipes? Okay. So this is, I need to talk about F1 now. This is a slightly different topic. F1 is your one source for all help in this game. And I say that, and actually, if I ask in chat, how do I build a ship? Some people would be F1. F1 has like everything. If you want to know like what there's like the combat schools. If I want to look up dirty fighting, it tells me what it is, etc. And you can go back and you can go home. Brawling, Buccaneer career skills. These are career skills you get at different levels. It has everything. Most importantly, there are probably a couple of things that people use this for. Actually, probably a lot, because as you can see, there's like everything in here. The thing I most use it for personally is, no, not recipe ships, ship deeds. If I'm looking for I'm only level 3, but it's okay. Say I'm looking to go into a badger catch, which I didn't even know existed. I can go here, I can look up badger catch, and I can be, okay, I have to be level 5, and it has all this information on it. It has 10 6-pound guns, etc. Or, all the way up and down. So all the ships in the game, including the old, like, obsolete ones. Here's a Trinidad frigate. Oh, no, that's not obsolete. Trinity second rate obsolete. Obsolete means that you can't build these anymore, but that you still can find them and capture them. They used to be buildable at one point. Back. Now let's go back to home. What's another thing you can do with this? Manufactured goods. How do you build a 12-pound cannon? This kit tells you how complicated the economy actually is. Requirements. You must be conscious. Okay, that's sense of humor, I guess. And you need to have a forge, for example, a foundry and ironworks. Let's look at a forge. Let's see if I can find a forge. What do I want for this? What are they called? They're called not manufacturing goods, port resources, recipe books. Nope. Recipes, raw materials. There's a thing I'm looking for, which I probably don't even remember what it's at. Structure deeds. So when I built the thing here, this hunting lodge is a thing under a grouping called structure deeds. So if I want to mine gold, this is what you need to be a structure to get the structure deed for a gold mine. First, you have to be a free trader. You have to have different recipes, and here's what it costs. Actually, I should look up the hunting lodge. But I think I got the requirements for that free as part of this thing, and you probably would too. To make a hunting lodge, and you have to have like architect lodges to do that. It requires 70 doubloons, 20 stone, 6 oak frame timbers, 1 hunter, 1 lodge provision, 40 fir planks, 4 small arms, etc. And, as you see, it's exceedingly complicated. And some people, I don't know anymore. I don't know at all. But it used to be that some people played this game only for the economy. Like, hold on, let's find let's find like a careening camp or whatever it's called. Careening camp. This is what pirates can use to make ships. And some people would play this game, as far as I know, maybe they participate in fleet battles or whatever, but they would play this game mostly just for the economy. Here's how you can rebuild an Agamemnon bark. Okay, you need 6 barrels of rum, 8 black powder, 2 black oaks, 4 canvas, 2 ropes, 1 hulk miner, 3 mast section. Most of those are individual items, right? Where it gets more complicated is, you have to have one captured. Building a normal ship deed is really complicated, but fun. I mean, it's awesome when you think about it, that you can just decide, well, I'm going to build a ship. And it takes time, and you have to get the items that are required and spend time and effort getting those and building all the individual items. Like the frame, the oak frame things, those require like 4 or 5 steps just to build. I don't know how many people really do that anymore. Now, I have to take a breath. Wow. While I'm talking about the economy, we need to talk about the auctioneer and the auction house. I talked about this guy over here before, who the fence dude, who was an easy place to just buy, like, I'll show you again. To like buy heavy round shot if you need it. It's not really cheap. Also, you can buy some of these consumables, and like a hole patch can get you out of a tough spot in a fight. But mostly, if you're wanting to buy or sell things, you go to the auctioneer. So let's look at this for a second. Let's enter the old goods exchange. Is just things that don't exist anymore and were replaced by other things. Shit, how do I get out of that now? Okay, so let's go to the auction house. First thing you have to realize when you come to the auction house is, unless you are a free trader, or maybe other classes have the skill too, I know free traders do, you will only be able to search the region you're in my case, the Bahamas. You can select by only at Cat Island. But so here's I can search the whole Bahamas, but if what I'm searching for is on Whidbey Island, which is 220 miles from here, I have to sail there to pick it up. So let's search here at Cat Island. You can select by item categories. Let's look at structure deeds. Let's just search. There may not be any. And apparently there are none. So let's search the whole Bahamas. So yeah, it's my sense that the economy is not. Apparently there are no structure deeds in the entire Bahamas. Let's look at ship deeds. I bet there'll be some of those. There are. So here we have an Agamemnon bark selling for, holy mother of God, 27,000. Global Caribbean price is important to know down here. 30-day average. Global Caribbean price for that is 40. And it's selling for, I think prices are hugely exaggerated, partly because nobody really does economy much anymore. Athena frigate, really nice ship, like level 30, I believe. I've showed you it. It's 28. I showed you it on my best ships. 150,000 doubloons, where the global price is only 64. And the regional Bahamas is only 53. So why it's selling for that much now, I don't know. It's a good question. So you can sort here by Cat Island. I can see which ones are here, which they're all exorbitantly enormous. There's one that's 700,000. That's really quite ridiculous. Or by quantity. Some see they have lots of. Why do you want to know how many there are? Because if there's lots, and you want to buy one, but you're like, oh, that's a little spendy. Maybe I can get it cheaper. You go somewhere else. If you come back, there probably will still be some for sale, right? Let's see what else. Let's look at cannon ammunition. This is an important one. And there are crates of bronze round. Wow, I'm having trouble saying that, but you can read it. I've said before the bronze shot is the better shot that you want to use for sure if you're in a PvP battle, and that's probably why it's being sold here. 600 for a case of bronze round shot. Well, global is 250, so that seems a bit high, but ultimately you're going to have to just, if you're looking to buy a bronze round shot, this is your best option right now, and you're going to be stuck with that, right? But so essentially, recipe books. There's all kinds of books go into, like most of these are shipbuilding or outfitting, but as you can see, there's just like, let me look for, can I see, like, what do I have? I have furs, right? That would be is that a manufactured good? I'd like to see if I can, I don't know if that's general inventory. Fur, I guess it's not general inventory. Hold on. I was just going to see if I could sell. I don't know that's considered a manufactured good. There are furs. See? They're selling for 150 here, though they're only worth 43 regionally, and within like 9 weeks it sold for 39. I think that's part of the problem, is that they're not selling much. Normally there should be like 1 or 2 days, not 9 weeks. There's 68 weeks ago. There's 2 weeks ago. But so what I could do, now here's the thing. You can buy things off this, but you can also sell things here. It's much easier, I think, to buy than to sell. But let's say these are auctions. Let's say I want to sell something. Sell. I don't know if this will even sell or not, but let's drag this here. Right away, it gives you 2 units, and it shows you this, so you can, so let's just say I sell these for 40 each, right? Which is kind of ridiculous. No one would probably do this. Create listing. So there, now if I look at my listings, I have 2 furs for sale for $40 gold, and it expires in a week. It must expire in a week because of how I set it up. You can set it up for longer. But hold on. Let me just also, let me look at selling the game animals. Because you can look at, what do they sell for? Like 14 units. I might not have enough skill, but I think you can create longer sell times, but you pay a fee. You see, I pay, excuse me, wow, for the possibility to get 112 gold, I pay a 2 gold listing fee, and I could just sell those, and maybe I just will. Then my listings, it's not there yet, or did I not do it? Yeah, probably I didn't do it. I must have. It's just not showing up yet. Then if you order something, and if I ordered something, okay, let's go back here. Let's go. If I ordered some pine furniture, which what even is pine furniture? It's a ship cabin. Wow, they've really. But say I buy this. When I come to pick it up, if say I buy it from Harbor Island or Whitby, oh, that's odd that I can still say I buy it from Whitby. When I buy it, Then what I have to do is sail to Whitby, and it will be there, and I can pick it up. I mean pickups. So, I mean, it's very complicated. Oh, I immediately sold 8 game animals. Woohoo! Now, does it tell me that other than right there? Does it tell me that here? That's why it was gone. That's interesting. So someone is buying buying game animals. What do you know? There's a lot of people talking here. I should say ahoy as I usually do, but I'm having enough trouble paying attention. So in short essence, that is the economy. I mean, you can go much. I could do 15 episodes on just on the economy, but it would be more depth than most of you probably care about. But the key thing is, unless you have a free trader or higher, you can usually only search in the thing you are in. I should talk about buy orders. Buy orders are things that people put up saying, so somebody's put this up saying they want to buy lots of barrels. I think that's how this works. Oh, see, Burning Sea note. Mother of God, how much do Burning Sea notes go for? How many zeros is that? It's like 75 million. I haven't talked about Burning Sea notes since we did that. I'll talk about it quickly. On the Treasure Isle page, which I talked about once, you can buy Burning Sea notes. You have to visit burningsea.com. I don't know what they cost anymore. I haven't bought any in quite a while. I don't know if I have Burning Sea points. I don't really want to talk about that, but essentially they sell for a lot of money. So I suppose that's too confusing and not all that helpful, but I just wanted to hit the economy and I didn't want to hit it to death. But the point is, ultimately what you should take away from this is the economy is enormous. And if you want to get involved in that gameplay, there is plenty for you to do. Like, much plenty. Now, so I've done all this. Ultimately, my problem is now I'm a level... Hey there, Baradur and Mad Max. That's a really clever name. And Colin Blackwell. Now, my question is, or your question is, you're level 3, you've done that. Oh, didn't I finish that? Build warehouse and harvest. I've done that. Who do I talk to? I've done that. So essentially, I didn't get the reward for that, whatever the reward is. Ooh, a tanner. So I could tan the leathers into hides, i.e., again, how complicated this is. And some gold. But essentially, I'm done with that. Let's say I am. And now you're level 3 or level 4. What do you do? Well, first of all, let's go look around here and see if there are probably some quests. I know that I tend to, and I said this before, I tend to spend a lot of time just sinking ships because it's enjoyable, it's fun, and it's kind of easy too. But let's see. I don't see any obvious quest here. Those are all trainers. You're a trainer. I know I have a couple still back at Marsh Harbor. Oh, am I stuck here? Good Lord. So I'm not seeing any obvious quest here right now. Because mostly anybody with an exclamation is something that can help you in some way. but it's at the. Let's go to the town boss's office. Now, it's a cool town boss's office, but he's got nothing for me. So, I have no idea how long this is. Let's just talk about leveling a little bit, which I've done a bit before, but. So, actually, one takeaway from this is if you're starting and you get that quest to start the economy on Cat Island and get the hunting thing, apparently you can immediately sell your game animals right here on Cat Island for a little 128 doubloons, which, is not a lot, but it's some. So how do you level? One way you level is, as you've seen me do in pretty much every episode, is you go out and sink ships. The problem with doing that as a level 3 is you have to be really careful about your targets. Can I kill that dolphin catch? I doubt it. And there's no point in me really showing you that because I've showed it in every other. But the thing about being a new pirate, watch your targets carefully, is my advice. Don't take on something you can't handle. But then again, I mean, the Jamaica sloop I could maybe. Then again, take some risk. Actually, because this is an important thing for you to remember. When you're new, and any way along, I believe, all the way up to the top, if I have no other ships, and I don't think I do, if I attack the Spanish patrolling fleet and get obliterated, which I would, that's British, I don't want to go there, I would immediately get a new fallback ship, is what they're called. Fallback ships, hold on, let's just go to F1, let's see if we can find fallback. Let's see if we can find like a level 5 fallback. There's a level 9 fallback, Bermuda sloop. So what this means is if you're level 9 or maybe level 10 or however the next level is, and your ship gets sunk and you have no other, you will be given a Bermuda fallback. The fallbacks are usually only kind of so-so. I think that they're maybe a little less proficient than the normal of the non-fallback Bermuda sloop. But the bottom line is you will still have a ship. So in that regard, I would say maybe just try some things. Don't worry too much. What's the highest level fallback? Can we find that, I wonder? There's a Corsair Zebek fallback, so there's a level 17. So the bottom line on that is all the way up to, there's another 17. A good ways into the game. By level 17, you should probably have some idea what you're doing in this game. And more than that, know whether you like it and want to keep playing or no, it's not the game for you. It's an amazing and quite complicated game in many ways. There's their level 20. So there are fallbacks all the way along. And that's important to remember. I was trying to ahoy to him, and you have to do it. I did it in Nation instead. Well, oh well. The other thing is, of course, that you can capture ships. As I've cut throughout, I don't have that skill yet. Let's go to Harbor Island and see if there's any quest for me here. Somebody said hi to me. I should say hello to YouTube. We are the Wicks West India Cutthroats. Nice name, I like it. Oh, that's a cool looking. That's a curious snow. That's nice. Oh, come on. Come on. I want to go in here. I've lost track what I was saying. So feel free to experiment a little early on. Essentially, up to like level 8 or 9 or 10. Don't get discouraged and quit if you get sunk right away. Because you've seen in a video I did the other day, I got sunk, and I've been playing this game, well, off and on, but since like 2008. So, losing ships is part of the game. It's like they say, I played EVE Online a little bit. I don't much anymore. And my biggest problem is I'm like a I'm like a lone wolf player. And that doesn't go too well in most MMOs. It kind of does in this, except, I'm out here by myself talking to you guys. But, you should expect, as that's what I was going to say about EVE Online, you have to expect that you are going to lose ships. It's just part of the game. Sink or be sunk, in a way. As long as you aren't PvPing, you're going to sink less often. The black market. Because if you PvP, you're going to be playing against... Wow, what a cool looking building is this. Yeah, this is like... Dutch West Indies Company. What can I do for you? See, I have no quest here. But if you're PvEing, you have much more control over circumstances, and if you're careful-ish, you're not going to get sunk that often, although you still will get sunk. And the thing to remember is just don't worry about getting sunk. It's all part of the game. I know it's irritating. I've been really frustrated a time or two by it, but it's just part of the game, and you will get at least a fallback. What else do I want to talk about in this? I wanted to hit the economy. Oh, now see in this, I can't build a... I wanted to look at this on the economy. I can't build a warehouse here, apparently. Cat Island, I have one. Marsh Harbor, Cat Island, Marsh Harbor, Cat Island. Really? Because you can build them on most places. I wonder if I'm done talking about the economy or if you're done listening to it. I think the main things I wanted to say, I said. Also, when you get loot items, so when you get loot items from sinking a ship, those can be, what I tend to do is just save them for some unknown reason in case I might need them years from now. What you can do, obviously, based on what we saw here, is just go to a nearby port and just put them up for sale. I should say also, when you buy something on the auction, you have to pick it up. But if you sell something, your gold is automatically deposited. And somewhere, yeah, there's a log. There it says, there it tells what happens. And just, I got my money right away on that. It was so fast that when I went to look at listings, it wasn't even there. So don't worry about picking up your earnings, but realistically, I think you earn more from sinking ships than you do from just selling random little bits of loot. But anyway, I wanted to hit the economy a bit, and I feel like I've done that. So this is Cobalt Z. Thank you for watching. Hold on, let me have her wave. And I will be back with another tutorial on some topic that I don't know yet soon. Bye-bye.